gentlemen, everybody, welcome to Backstreet Salvation. I want to start off by saying I hope that you have had either a blessed morning or blessed evening, or just whatever. I just hope that you are blessed. Now, today we have very interesting events going on, very interesting things. We're going to start off today with going over one that I found quite interesting in my own sense. This would happen to be an asteroid that was the closest ever recorded. Now, I'm not quite sure why this has not made any kind of news. Well, it's made news, but I'm just curious why it hasn't, why it's not looked into more. Because I find things that are happening out in the celestial area, the whole universe and galaxy and all that, I find that stuff rather fascinating. So I just want to dive a little bit into that, because I think that's quite worth talking about. So anyways, let's go ahead and get right on into it. What do you say? Alright, now this right here, this would happen to be the asteroid. Now granted, this is not the picture of the asteroid. I mean, let's face it, we can't have a camera on the other side taking a peek at it, but this is just a CGI mock-up, a little rendition on Photoshop. Now this comes out of Zero Hedge. I know some of you might not have heard of Zero Hedge, or some of you might be criticizing Zero Hedge, or whatever. I just know that I like to go through different news sources and find out what's interesting, regardless of what paradigm they sit on. So now let's go ahead and get into this, shall we? Close call. Asteroids unexpectedly make the closest pass of Earth on record. Now, I don't know why. I wish they would just like name these something instead of giving it like, these numbers QG. I mean, if anybody knows what the Q and the G stands for, I mean, I would really like that. I really would. Let me see if I can blow this up for you. That might be a little bit better. There, is that a little bit better for you? You might be able to read that a little bit better. But anyways, I just don't know why they do that. I can understand the numbers 2020, but I'm curious why the numbers. Why just give it a freaking name? But then again, NASA is going through their little gender and racism towards their stuff. From what I heard, you can't call the black hole anymore, so it's just a colorless hole, I guess. I don't know. Anyways, that's for another story, another day possibly. I don't know. Anyways, let's go ahead and continue this. Asteroid 2020 GQ QG whatever. Just made the closest pass by just made the closest pass by our planet on record. The most amazing part, scientists didn't even see it coming. You have NASA, you have all these observatories, but then again, I do quite think that they've shut down quite a few observatories. That I am curious about, and I am trying to look into that. I really don't think it has to do anything with this contagion going around, but I find it quite interesting why nobody seen this. Out of every country, even our own, nobody's seen this. So it's quite odd to me on that factor. The asteroid came as close as 4,778 miles. Now, I'm gonna say that's like pretty far, but still relatively close, I guess, according to their standards. 4,778 miles from the center of Earth, according to NASA's database of near-Earth objects and a new report by Forbes. So, I mean, I guess we can go to Forbes and check this out as well, but we're already here at Zero Hedge, and I'm going to show you another website. See, get their perspective on things. At its lowest point, it could have been just. I am so sorry. Okay, I'm flustered right now. At its lowest point, it could have been just 1,000 miles over our heads, lower than almost all artificial satellites that are currently orbiting Earth. Huh. Well, did it hit any of these satellites? Would it hit any of these satellites? That's a good question. The asteroid wasn't spotted until after it passed the Earth, which is wild considering it is often the closest call since we started following such passes nearly 100 years ago. Alright, so basically, that's telling me right there that they didn't see it, and it could have landed, and then they would have seen it. That's besides the factor. I mean, it would have already landed. You're supposed to find the asteroids before they come. I mean, Armageddon Day. I mean, we're supposed to know this stuff so we can send out some astronauts to blow it up, you know, like a firecracker in the hand. Boom. Yeah, and the story might be fictional, but hey, man, some people, it could be possible. I'm not saying myself, but it could be according to NASA. These guys are smart fellas. This is from Twitter. Tony Dunn. No check mark, so is he a valid guy? Who knows? We're just going to say that Tony is. He's going to tell you about this. Well, that's pretty much just what we just read. I'm not going to click on a video because that's... let's get that out of there. Alright, a similar size asteroid spotted in 2018, and after entry into the Earth's atmosphere, only the tiniest bits made it to the ground. It caused no reported damage or injuries. What do they consider tiny? I mean, they're considering far, like close, pretty far, so is tiny like big? I mean, I don't know. Or is tiny like minuscule? I'm curious about that. And because nothing involving science or outer space can be brought up without bringing up the world's greatest Fox scientist, Elon Musk, Forbes commented that the object was roughly the size of Tesla Model 3. Anybody have one of those? I think I've seen one. I ain't too bad. That's pretty big, those. But I mean, if it's coming down at a speed and it's about that big, man, you're gonna be rocking a couple blocks, man. I would think. At least it'd be hot, and something might catch fire. A couple trees, maybe. Which makes you wonder for a second if the car Elon Musk famously launched towards Mars might have activated its autonomous boosters and attempted to make it its way home. Now look, I don't care what anybody says. That little car that he has orbiting the Earth, that does not look real. Okay, I'm sorry to say that. It does not look real whatsoever. It looks kind of silly. That's just my opinion. I'm not saying it's yours, but it just looks kind of silly to me. But basically, I just wanted to give you this little heads up. There's not really much on this because, like I said, it's not really covered, which is I found very odd because I mean, if you don't know it's there and it bypassed you, would you not like try to update your stuff so you can get a heads up? Because what if something's a little bit bigger and it's going to hit us? You know, I mean, that's the part that's kind of flipping me out a little bit. So now let's let's check out this one right here. This comes from Yahoo News. Now this gives you a little bit better of a little look, so to speak. I mean, it looks like a little line from looking at it. So I mean, I don't know how they call that an asteroid, cause it definitely does not look like that. That's all I'm saying. Okay. So yeah. Anyways, small asteroid becomes closest ever seen passing Earth. NASA. Now they're saying it's the size of an SUV. So is the Tesla 3 the size of an SUV? What kind of SUV? I mean, if we're going to compare it to cars and such, are we talking about like a Blazer, a Nitro, a Brigo, a Ford Suburban? What are we talking about? We talking about a Hummer SUV? What kind of SUV are we talking about? Because that matters. A little Tesla 3 is probably just going to take out a couple blocks. A big old Hummer might be more. I'm just saying, okay? I'm just saying. It passed 18. Now see, hold on here, man. Hold on here. As close as 4,778 miles. 1,830 miles. Okay, so close. We'll just say it's close. Okay, that's close. Anyways, above Earth. What about below Earth? Why do they never say below Earth? Have you ever wondered that? I have. We can get into that in a later day. I mean, oh, trust me, we will. For those that knew me in the past, yeah, you know where I'm going with that. Sorta. Possibly. Above Earth, the closest asteroid ever observed passing by our planet, NASA said Tuesday. If it had been on a collision course with Earth, the asteroid named 2020 QG would likely not have caused any damage, instead disintegrating into atmosphere, creating a fireball in the sky or a meteor. Last time I checked, meteors hit the ground. Last time I checked, fire burns stuff. Now, these experts are saying it won't cause that much damage. Now, so far in 2020, how have experts done? Have experts really showcased their expertise? I'm going to let you be the call of that one. Alright. If it had been on a... Yeah, okay, we got that, yeah. Now look. This is something I want you to check out. Because this kind of caught me out. I proofread this a little bit. Anyways. Instead of disintegrating in the atmosphere, creating a fireball in a skull meteor, NASA Jet Propulsion Laboratory, JPL, said in a statement. Now, I am going to be making a longer video. I'm going to try to make it a little bit more theatric, so you'll be engaged into it, because I'm not quite sure if you like this whole talking aspect. I'm hoping you do. I'm going to show you something that you might not have known about the Jet Propulsion Laboratory, the JPL, and who it was founded by and who it was created, and what that founder did on a personal aspect, because we all know what you do on a personal aspect does, I'm going to say most likely, transitions into your job, into your work field. Whether that's determination, whether that's ideas, some aspect, possibly your personal life transitions over into your work life. But I'm going to get into that because the Jet Propulsion Laboratory, there's something you really need to know about that. That's going to be, I'm going to try to work on it this weekend. Don't hold me to that though, because it's pretty big. To me anyways. It might not be to you once I put it out there, but to me it is. Anyways, let me continue. The asteroid, which was about 10 to 20 feet. Now, dude, come on, man. You're telling me that an SUV, man. An SUV's only maybe about, alright, it might be about 10 foot, but not no 20 foot. 20 foot's like a damn minibus. Come up with this stuff, man. Which one is it? I want to know this stuff, man. 10 to 20 feet long, passed above the southern Indian Ocean on Sunday. Now, so you know, this is above. Why does nothing pass below? Why does nothing pass below? Curious about that. Very curious. I don't know what the GMT, Global Mountain Time, I think. I'm not quite sure. It was moving at nearly 8 miles per second. Ain't too bad. Well below the geostationary orbit of about 22,000 miles, at which most telecommunication satellites fly. The asteroid was first recorded 6 hours after its approach by Zwicky Transient Facility, a telescope at the Palomar Observatory at the California Institute of Technology. Now, I thought it was observed by NASA. Now, see, something's not adding up here. Something's really not adding up here. They're saying that NASA missed it on one article. Now they're saying somebody did observe it. Yeah, see, this is conflicting stories right here. We gotta get this stuff straight. As a long trail of light in the sky, the U.S. Space Agency said that similarly sized asteroids pass by Earth at a similar distance a few times per year, but they're difficult to record unless they're headed directly towards the planet, in which case the explosion in the atmosphere is usually noticed, as in Russia. Russia in 2013, when the explosion of an object about 66 feet long shattered windows for miles, injured 1,000 people. See, that's what I'm saying. They're saying it won't cause much damage, but yet one that was 66 feet caused thousands of people. So if you got one that's 20 foot, it's going to cause hundreds of people. Man, I'm telling you what, some of this stuff, we got to pay attention to this, man, for real, because that stuff, if they don't know, that's worse than any country or anything. One of NASA's missions is to monitor large asteroids, 460 feet, that could actually pose a threat to the Earth. But their equipment also tracks smaller ones. Evidently not. Evidently not. It's really cool to see a small asteroid come by close because we can see the Earth's gravity dramatically bend its trajectory. Right. The asteroid turned by about 45 degrees due to the Earth's gravitational pull. Well, if it had to pull, wouldn't it pull it? Basically, what I'm trying to tell you is a lot of the things are contradicting themselves. They're giving you a lot of guesswork. They're saying one thing but telling you another. So now, this is what I want to bring you to. Yes. Signs in the sky. I'm sure some of you heard these phrases, but let's face it, no man can control what's out there. And it seems to be no man is able to see some of the stuff that's coming. I'm not saying that it's providence. I'm not saying that it's foretold. Well, I'm going to say that it is foretold. I will say that. I'm not saying that it is the times that these are talking about. Now, we have Luke does a majority of these. And I'm just going to read the basic. And there will be signs in the sun and moon and stars, and on earth and on the earth, distress of nations and perplexity because of the roaring of the sea and the waves. Keep that in mind. There will be great earthquakes, and in various places famines and pestilence, and there will be terrors and great signs from heaven. What did we see in 2017? Do you remember? I do believe it was in August. What is a sign? Is a sign not something that flashes and blinks? What do you call an eclipse? Is it not flashing? 7 years from 2017 we are to get another eclipse. That would make 7 years. To all of those that do follow the word, who else did something in 7 years? Why is 7 years so prominent? Jonah, maybe? What did Jonah do for those 7 years? Have you been preparing? And a great sign appeared in heaven. That's pretty much all it is. That is pretty much what all these are telling you. Timothy, Revelation, Jeremiah, Luke. Signs in the sky that man cannot control. Now, the first one that I read, the roaring of the seas and waves. This is just a simple Google search. And in that Google search is Atlantic weather. In that Atlantic weather, we have 2 tropical storms coming. I'm not going to click on it because I'm going to wind this down. I just wanted to talk about that asteroid because that asteroid is something the man can't control. We haven't seen it, and we've had quite a lot of things happening in the sky. Do you know what time the moon comes up now? I've been noticing from my aspect of the world, the moon is coming up at about 4:30 in the morning, 5:30 in the morning. That's odd. That's very odd considering the sun comes up at 6:30. Roughly. Well, anyways, I just wanted to give you this little bit. I know it's a relatively little bit of a long video, but I do hope that you was entertained for little parts of it. But anyways, I hope that you're more blessed than what you deserve. Until next time, my friend.